Good morning again, boat lovers. Good morning, internet. Yesterday, stonking hot here. Got nothing done. How hot, you ask? Okay, 43 degrees Celsius, just over 109 degrees Fahrenheit. And yes, I'm still alive, but only just. It was just so hot, and there was a northerly wind blowing, so it was pretty horrible. And I had every intention of jumping back into the boat shed today and getting into this flooring, which I showed you in the last video. Every intention of starting to lay that floor today. But even though it's cooler today, I just need a rest to recover from that heat yesterday. So no work in the boat shed today, a recovery day, but I'll be jumping straight into it tomorrow. So I will see you guys up bright and early tomorrow morning, and we'll start getting this floor laid. All right, I'll see you then. Hello boat lovers, welcome aboard. I'm Steve and I'm single-handedly building Dragonfly. She's a 53 foot or 16.2 metre flat bottom wooden riverboat. She includes twin outboards, aft cabin, galley, a saloon, wheelhouse, separate head and shower, and a centerline queen double up front. She's specifically designed for the sheltered and inland waters of the River Murray here in South Australia. Join us each week to watch the mayhem and madness of one man and his rescue dog building a massive 53 foot flat bottom wooden riverboat. Boat lovers, by the power of YouTube, it is the next morning. Okay, I'm going to get this hatch sorted out and make that little frame to go around it. I had some visitors on the boat last night, so I had to put these stairs back in place temporarily so people could get in and out while they're having a look. I've only just got one screw in there, just to hold things in place so nobody broke their neck. So I'll get those stairs out of the way and take the clamps off, and we'll look at making up that frame to go around the surround of the hatch. Alrighty, let's do it. That is so loud. Anyway. Even though that's a brushless little impact driver, it's quite worn, so it's really, really loud. I believe you can get them now that they're fluid, run on fluid or something, and they're really quiet. Anyway, that one will do for me. Once I get the frame around here, I'll be able to start on the floor, which will be great. Alrighty, so that's going to go back in there. That can be underneath the other gear, whichever way it goes. Alright, first thing I need to do is make a frame around the outside here. I guess at the same time I can make a frame around this. Alright, I'll do this bit first, I think. So that's going to be Kapur, the same timber that's going on the floor. So a little hardwood frame around there, I think. Or maybe some Meranti, I'll see what I've got there. And then I can start putting these other pieces in. Alrighty, let's see what we've got. I think I can use that piece with the split in it to be able to make the edges for that hatch. I need to use that piece up somewhere, so I should be able to get the lengths out of that. This is my split piece, but I think I'm going to be able to get what I want out of that. 5, that length. Start with that, see how we go. Yeah, this copper that I've been using, I managed to find in a place that sells, well, they call themselves softwoods, but they sell hardwood as well. Go figure. But the copper they were selling as garden slats for garden fences and things like that. And so they had them in packs and it was super cheap. 99% of it is just beautiful straight grain, lovely timber. So after putting it through the thicknesser, it comes up really well. And I am, I guess, super pleased with the finish that I'm getting by using the copper with the Tassie oak strips in between. There's a bit of a backstory to this Triton workbench. I'll explain a bit of that later on, but basically I had a really nice one. Okay, yep, gotta love the compressor. It comes on whenever it wants to. Yeah, I had a really lovely bench saw, and I'll explain what happened to that later, but this one is a second-hand one. The saw's not great, the bench is pretty dodgy, and it's nothing like the really lovely one that I had before. And so with the saw not working there, I've tried everything, blowing it all out with the, the compressor, etc. And it probably needs new brushes, but it's quite dodgy anyway. So fortunately, I do have another one that I can replace it with, a Triton saw, which has not had much use. And I'm about to go and get that and install that. Okay, I think that's more than a bit of dust in there, probably the brushes or something, and rather than clean those up now, as I say, I have another Triton saw, so I think the other one might have a blunt blade, but the saw itself is much newer than this one, so I'll swap the blades over and put the other saw on here, and we should be good to go. I did have a really nice saw bench that my wife bought me some years ago, and after doing lots of renovating, I thought I'm not going to be doing much of this anymore, and stupidly when we moved house I actually gave it away to Goodwill. And 12 months later I decided to start building a boat. So I bought this crappy second-hand one, and yes, let's say it wasn't the most popular decision to give away an expensive bench saw that had been a gift from my wife. Right, onward and upward.
Roger, 0G, and I feel fine. 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 And I feel fine.
That's so much better. The saw is nice and smooth, and even though it's more of a ripping blade, it's really quite fine and it's super sharp. That was terrific. I've also managed to line the saw up better with the guard, which I wasn't able to use before because the other saw, for some reason, I just couldn't get it lined up. But that was easy, so that is a win for today. Outside. Right, that's going to work. Okay, happy with that. Okay, now I'll make the internal frame or edging and glue all that together. Alrighty, boat lovers, let's get this hatch cover framed up. I've got two different sorts of gloves on today. I've got my normal rubber ones, but I've run out of those. I've got some vinyl gloves. I don't think they're compatible with the epoxy, but that's all I've got for now, so that's what I'm using. Compressor, turn it back on. Yeah, if the compressor is not fully up to speed, then the pin gun doesn't push the pins all the way in. I thought I had the compressor on, but I turned it off a few minutes ago because the noise was bugging me. Okay, I'm not going to be able to film doing the one inside because I have to get down there fairly quickly, so I will get the camera turned off with a clean hand and go and do that. Alrighty, see you in a bit. Alright, boat lovers, got my fancy hat on today because the sun is out, but it's actually a really nice day. A little bit breezy, but that's kind of good. So it's Sunday, and as you know, I don't usually work on the weekends, but breaking my own golden rule, I'm going to have a go at that little hatch that I made, the little hatch cover. Going to check that out, clean it up a little bit, take a couple of measurements, and probably put the strip planking inserts into the hatch, ready to do the floor. Here we go. There we are. That should be nice and dry now. I just give that a hit with some sandpaper and see how it fits. This is all going to get sanded, of course, when I do the floor, so I'm just taking any sharp burrs off, really just to protect my own hands while I put everything into place. I just remembered that I also don't have any more rubber gloves for epoxying, so I may just get this all cut and ready, and then tomorrow morning go and buy myself another packet of gloves. Or if I can find a pair that's still usable, I might glue this into place. We shall see. Don't know which way around it goes, but we'll find out. Okay, that way. Give you a close up of that if I can. Okay, there we have one hatch ready to put my strip flooring in. Alright, I get some measurements here. Make sure I keep these lines of the floor lining up as close as I can. So, I've brought my level in with me. But I do know that this board here is central. So that should give me a fair indication. I will take a tiny bit off this edge. Don't know if you can see that line just across the top there, but if I take that much off, then the little gap around the hatch is nice and even and should look really neat. Effort there for the front. Alright. That's going to look good. Alright. Gonna go and shave that edge a little bit and cut some boards to fit on there. Progress, progress, progress. Just going to give that edge a touch with the plane. That'll trim that off okay. Make some sort of clamp for my board since I don't have one of those fancy carpenter's benches. Why would I need a fancy carpenter's bench when I can use a million clamps and do the same thing? Alright. You use what you've got, don't you? That's the thing. Okay. I should put the vacuum cleaner on this, I suppose. Otherwise I'll just have crap everywhere. does have a little split in the end of it, so I'm not using that one. See if I can get some out of the other end. Come back to this bench because there's no room on my other bench and I can't be bothered tidying it up, and you can probably see there's not much room on this bench either. But like I say, it's Sunday and that's how it is. Going to cut another one of those. It's got a split right there. If I'm being honest, I think I cut all these about a 32nd of an inch, about 1 mil too short. It's just a hatch cover, but this one's right. Somehow all the others are slightly under. Alright, even this one could be 1 millimeter longer. Okay. Don't work on Sundays. I just shouldn't work on Sundays. Oh, okay, much better. I take it back. Looking good. Those little oat strips sticking up just a smidgen, so I can sand those down. That'll be nice. Then I just have to trim these two end pieces fit, and we should be good. Not sure if I've got enough glue here, but if not, I'll mix up some more. And I'm going with the vinyl gloves. No dramas so far, but trying to keep things pretty clean. Almost as much again, not quite. And good gooey mix as well. The vinyl gloves hung in there for that little job, but here we go. That should be dry by tomorrow morning and I can clean it up and get started on the floor, which, as you know, I am really excited about. Seems to be the latest buzzword on YouTube. Everybody's going, oh, I'm excited about this, excited about that. But I can genuinely say I am excited to get started on the floor. Okay, guys, see you when I see you. All right, boat lovers. Well, that was my Sunday and I am done. It's late afternoon. It's a beautiful day and well, it's been a beautiful day. As I said before, I don't usually work on the weekends, but that was worth doing. Awesome. Alright, boat lovers, subscribe because it really helps the channel. Boat safely, stay well, and we look forward to seeing you guys in a week or so's time. Bye.